Here it is. Guys, friends, MSC students, Morehead State students, crew folks, which one of these servants are us? Are we using our God-given talents to take risks? Are we using our God-given talents and being rewarded? Or are we playing it safe? Playing it cool? Are you ambitious? Do you believe in God? Do you believe that God has a purpose and plan for your life and that He's out there to do good for us? Or are we just working hard to maintain our reputation? Be cool. Do the right thing. Fit in. God says that if we use these gifts and talents, we will find life. But if we hold on to them, we will lose them. So I ask again, which one of these three servants are you? If the master returned today, how much of the talent and potential would he say you're using for him, guys? Think about this. If he came right now, what would you ask him? If this was a real story, if this was true, if this was how it is, if he came back right now, what would you say? What, 5%? 50%? 100%? Sorry you asked? On the basis of this parable, how are the people being evaluated? You guys are smart. You guys are in college. You've read this before. How are they being evaluated? Is it by what they believe? Well, I believe you're going away, Master, but sure, you're going to come back sometime. Yeah, I believe that. No, they're not based on how they believe. What about their character? Well, Master, you're a good guy. You'll come back and you'll understand that I just had some trouble and some difficult times, and my financial aid's not working out right now, so I can't get to this town. No, you have to understand my situation. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been through. Are these people evaluated on their actions? Guys, look, we're not evaluated based on our beliefs. Even the demons believe that. We're not based on character. You can love people to help. But our God is not a God of judgment. Yes, He wants you to use your talent. Yes, He wants you to do well in school. Yes, He wants you to listen to Him and talk to Him and pray to Him. And yes, at the end of your life, you will have to give an account of it. But all in all, our God is a God of love. He wants you to do these things for Him. He wants to encourage you. He's, in fact, given us a promise. This brings me to my fourth point. God, if you use your gifts, watch it multiply. Test it. Use your gifts and watch it multiply. If you don't use your gifts, guess what happens? You've heard the expression before, use it, abuse it, lose it. If you do not use your gifts, guess what happens? You do not grow, you do not mature, you do not keep going. Folks, it's so simple. Look with me what the Bible says in verse 28 to 29, guys. Take the talent, this is at the end, when he's talking to the one servant. If he's talking to the one servant and says, listen, take the talent from him and give it to the one who has 10. I love this part. This part's like the riddle. This verse right here, verse 29, is something which secular writers point out. Malcolm Gladwell wrote this at the introduction to one of his books. So it's fascinating. He says, look, for everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. But whoever does not have, even that which he has will be taken away. Guys, He's promised us that if we use our gifts, they will multiply. He promises us this. What's holding us back? Are we using our gifts? Or are we trying to maintain a reputation? You've been given an enormous amount of talent and potential. And if you are willing to work for God and willing to work for God, you don't care about your reputation. You die to yourself. You live an honest, sacrificial life if you want to do this. If not, you spend so much time making sure that you look cool, making sure you wear the right things, making sure you fit in, making sure you don't talk to the wrong people at lunch, making sure you don't say the right things. God, if you are truly living this, you don't care what happens. You don't care that people look down on you. You don't care because you know that you are doing God's will, and that fills you up. If you walk around sometimes and see folks who look dead, guys, they're broken inside. They have nothing going for them if they don't see God's truth. I'm sorry to say it, but look, man, you want to talk about me not being a Christian? I'll talk to any one of you about my past. You think all of a sudden I want to be up here and just tell you guys about, oh, this is great, and this is, I never done it all. Man, I'm supposed to be in night class right now. I got out of it. How about that? I was supposed to be a Christian for my whole life. I got out of that. It's like, man, I was raised in church. But who cares? I'm here tonight not to talk about that. I'm here tonight not to talk about that. I'm here tonight to talk about if you use your gifts, you will watch them multiply. If you don't, you'll lose it. Think of it this way. I like this story. I like this thing. It's pretty good. What if you were in this situation? Now, get me out here. So, let's put you in the master's position. And let's put your best friend as the one who hid his talent. His or her talent. You gotta be right here. His or her talent. How would you feel? Okay. Think of your best friend. Tell your best friend you're going to go away for 10 years. Hand over things that you trusted them and say, do something good with this. You leave. You come back 10 years later and you say, hey, friend, my best friend, what have you done with these things I've given you? What have you done with these talents I have? What have you done? What good have you done? Show me, friend. He says, well, I buried it. Here it is. The same way it came back? For 10 years? You gotta be kidding me. For 10, think about that. If you talk to your, I'm serious, you guys have best friends. You guys are in college. You have plenty of friends. You can Facebook, I know what happens. There's people everywhere you can talk. Imagine your best friend, the one who you straight up know the most, and you say, the one you trust. And you say, listen, I need to go. I need you to do this for me. I need you. I trust you. Please take care of this. Imagine that friend burying it. Folks, how would you feel about that? I don't think words could express the way you feel about that. But if we had to guess, you might say betrayed. I would suggest that never again would you put trust in that person. Never again could you look at them the same way. Never again could you seem to justify their explanation. Folks, you would cease to know that person. So once again, I ask the question. If this is our reaction to what our best friend has done, what would Jesus' reaction be to us? Folks, which one of the three servants are you? You don't have to tell me, I don't care, because I'll tell you what I thought about myself in a little bit. But seriously, which one of these folks are you? Have you been given much? Maybe your dad's a doctor, maybe your mom's a lawyer. Maybe you wanted to go to law school, wanted to go to doctor school, and you just don't care. Like, who cares, Dad? I don't care what you want to do. Or have you been given little and you're maxing out the best you have? You came from a broken home, or mom, dad wasn't there, mom wasn't there. Now you're in college and you're loving it and you're loving God and getting somewhere. Is that you? So the question is, which one of these ones are you right now? But more importantly, which one of these ones do you want to be? Are you satisfied with the responsibility that God has given you? Or do you want to make a few changes? In a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to make some changes. That's what the letters are on your seat, and we'll have someone explain that in a little bit. Guys, if you're not satisfied with life right now, you wake up each day and think, I can't, I'm kind of not liking class, and maybe I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. I don't know my direction in life. I don't feel love. I don't know what I should be doing. And today's the day to start changing that, guys. God's favorite word is today. Do you know what Satan's favorite word is? Tomorrow. I like that. Pastor Daniel at Crossville Church thinks it's someday, and I agree with him too. He's more reputable than I. So if you hear him say that, I believe that. But I also like tomorrow. I think tomorrow's a little better actually, but I won't tell him that until I know better. So tomorrow. Today. No. Today's the day you get up and start changing your major. Today's the day you talk to your friend from back home. Today's the day you really accept God, man. Once you do, it is amazing what happens. Look at me, man. I will tell you anything about, but I'm here today to talk to you about the future. And folks, to set something free, at one point in my life, I reflected on the meaning of this passage. So, same story, same parable, me in this seat, thinking about what it is I was doing with my life. And I concluded that, for me, I was using about 5% of my God-given talent. Folks, that point was last semester. So don't tell me that everything's okay. Don't tell me that you don't want to make any changes in your life, man. You don't have to tell me what these changes are, but tell it to yourself. You have an opportunity soon here to write a letter to yourself, folks. Look, if I could have invested only 5% of my talent last semester, imagine what more I could be doing in years from now, God. Ariel is going to come up here and talk about some directions for what's going to happen next. And thank you guys for the chance to speak here, and hope this thing does some good stuff.
Give it up to Chris Dourson. Alright, so upon sitting down, you had several items on your chair. You had the verses in which Chris spoke from, and either on the back or around you, another blank piece of paper, an envelope, and a pen. So what you're going to do is basically get with someone, and you're going to discuss, like, what you think God's going to do in your life, and, like, what your gifts are in general. And you're going to get with someone you don't know. Like, I know it's easy to get in your comfort zone and get with your best friend and discuss this, but, like, I think it'd be better to hold someone accountable for, like, someone you've never even met. And, like, after you've discussed it, okay, some people don't like this, okay. After you've discussed it and stuff, I want you to write a letter to yourself, put it in an envelope, put your name on it, and then I'll have a chair right here and put the letter down. We're going to, like, bring it back to it for the you guys. But, like, basically what you're going to do, get with a person, discuss it, and, like, that person's going to be praying for you and holding you accountable with that. Like, dude, we're all one body of Christ. Alright. You guys got it? So, I want to pray for you guys before you go. Hey, Jesus, Lord, you're just so awesome. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for Chris Dourson, the message, and his enthusiasm and passion for you, God. God, I just pray for these people. I pray for your plans for them and everything you have in store. God, we love you and praise you. Amen.